Scott Conway, PhD, JD, with my comic books behind me and representing mothersraisingsons.com. And we're using the San Diego Comic Convention as kind of an anchor point, talking about how to connect with your kids. The focus here, of course, is on the teenage children, that you can use these techniques no matter the age of your children, with your adult sons, with your younger kids. In particular, we're focused on how do you connect when you have so little overlap in your life. And one of the things we're going to talk about today is this core idea. It comes up again and again because it is a fundamental of parenting. It is one of the many fundamentals of parenting, and it's this. If it's important to you, it's important to me, because you are important to me. Now, to use a non-event example of this, that our oldest son was around with his girlfriend, and she had only kind of seen me in passing. This was the first time we were having a conversation, and it was a friendly enough chat. It wasn't like a parenting talk, and there was nothing for her to be nervous about. It was kind of a really casual thing. And I told her, well, just so you understand, and Austin can explain this, even though I really don't know you that well yet, I just want you to know that you're important to me. And Austin can explain why. And so she looks at Austin and says, okay, why? And Austin was able to explain, because he's heard me say this so much and live it out. He says, well, because you're important to me and I'm important to him. And because I'm important to him and you're important to me, that makes you important to him too. He goes, oh, wow. And that kicked off our conversation. We had a really good time of connecting, a kind of casual, almost playful conversation back and forth to kind of like break the ice and help her just kind of relax around me. So I'm not the boyfriend's stepdad. And so it kind of relaxed things a lot, just knowing we're opening up with her being important instead of her being judged and, are you good enough for my son type thing. This whole idea, if it's important to you, it's important to me because you are important to me, is a important concept to understand. So we have a son, he plays football. To be perfectly honest, I'm not that into sports. I'm not that into football. My wife is a huge football fan. Now, she doesn't like going to live football games because she doesn't like kind of the culture at a live game. And, for San Diego, she's not that interested. Now, she's a big Green Bay fan, and if Green Bay were playing, she'd want to come see Green Bay. But for the Chargers, she's not that interested in being in that culture. But we had a chance to go see a football game. We had 2 tickets. I thought it would be cool for her to take our football-playing son because she's a football fan, but she doesn't like going to the stadium, so I took him. Well, I'm not a football fan. And I told him, I may have some questions for you. And he understood that I'm going to go. I'm going to really enjoy myself. I'm not going to go like, oh, I'm at the stupid game. I'm really going to enjoy myself. I will be into it, but I also may be clueless. And he understood, not being a huge football fan, by myself, for myself, I would not go out of my way for football. But with him, I will. And told him, because football is important to you. You're playing football, and you've developed this passion for football as a result of course, playing for football. That dramatically elevates his passion for football. He says, and I'm going with you because you are important to me. Football's not important to me. Football is only important to me because it's important to you. You are important to me. And because I love you and football is important to you, I'm doing this with you and for you because of my passion for you. And I'm going to go, I'm going to be into it, I'm going to have fun. But if I'm looking at you going, okay, what just happened? And then I play with my ignorance of football. So, oh, wait, did he just score a home run? Is that a home run? And he... obviously he knows I know what first downs are and touchdowns, and I understand the basics of the game. Sometimes there's some interesting rules that I really don't get, and some rules have recently changed, and I don't keep up on those things. There's some of those odd things happen in the game. Go, oh, okay, I thought we were in overtime and whoever scored first wins. Why is the game going on? Because there was a rule change. And I could ask him these questions. But getting this idea of if it's important to your kid, make it important to you, because your kid's important to you. If there's someone in your child's life that is important to your child, you love your kid's important to you, it's important to your kid, make it important to you. Now, you may not like it, you may not understand it, but try to make it important to you kind of vicariously through your kid. We know to do this to a different extent, in some of our romantic relationships, that if you're attracted to someone who is into something, you at least go check it out. You at least get interested enough in it to go be a spectator, to go, watch someone play a game, to go watch someone play their instrument, to watch someone go, be in the orchestra. And so you go at least be a spectator to what it is that's important to them by making it at least that important to you because the person is. So the San Diego Comic Convention, it is a big, exciting thing. Now, in my wife's case, she has multiple anchor points. I've taken the boys. One of our boys works there. He gets passes sometimes for his brothers to be able to come in. Her boss goes to Comic-Con. One of her work friends goes to Comic-Con. The boss's whole family goes to Comic-Con. In fact, of non-holiday events, he actually will take a day off of work, schedule his patients not on that day, so he has a full day available for the Comic-Con. So it's a big deal, and she has then him as a resource to get more information about what's going on there by making it important to her because she knows it's important to the boys. And so just recently, she had a chance to spend an entire day with our son, just him and her hanging out, and spent some time talking about some of these things, spending some time together. And she knows how to build these connections because she knows how to find the common ground and make what's important to them important to her, even if, in and of itself, she would have zero interest in it at all. This is Scott Conway, mothersrasingsons.com.